charging or finding probable cause yesterday to charge Richard Baptiste and Anicia Wood not only with first-degree murder, but with child abuse and now child molestation. But right you're looking at right now, that is where the family was living in the Earth style. Right there on the stand, you have the lead case agent, sheriff's office. He took the stand for 2.5 hours yesterday, testifying on not only medical records, but everything that both the County Sheriff's Office and Navajo County Sheriff's Office have collected in this case. Yesterday, so many of them just really even
okay.
But it was a very heavy day in court.
Kenzie, we're having some issues with the audio on your Zoom, so I'm going to let you take a minute and just call directly to our executive producer, Dave, so that we can hear a little bit more about what you're saying. And while Kenzie works on that, let me just show you, we are talking about a very remote area. You can see right there the Meadows Ranch, and way off, seemingly in the middle of nowhere, is that yurt that you can see right there. At the same time, we have this video that police have provided to us with the original contact of the father and the father's girlfriend. Hey, Kenzie, I just wanted to update everybody. You were kind of cutting in a little bit there in our report. You were saying that for both of them, they're in their orange jumpsuits. They were completely... And right at that moment, you cut out. But how were you describing their demeanor and just the events of those few hours?
That was very interesting to be just feet away from them. They were completely stoic for this 3-hour preliminary hearing. And as the hearing went on, Anicia Woods, who's sitting behind Richard Baptiste, she kept in front of her face, almost as if she didn't want out of court yesterday. There's enough probable cause that these two are now charged with not only first-degree murder, but 2 counts of child abuse, and the state. Graphic details came out in court yesterday. We heard from the lead case agent. So, I mean, it was a lot of these exhibits.
Okay, yeah, we're still having a little bit of audio problems, but hey, that's a long drive back from St. John's. I know we got a lot of viewers up in that northeastern part of our state as you go from St. John's over towards Snowflake and Taylor and into Show Low and Pine Top Lakeside. But, you know, once you leave those areas, the phone lines might get a little bit sketchy. But, Kenzie, thanks very much for your update. And we are going to stay right on top of this case as it continues to unfold. We'll probably be putting a lot of miles on our news crews in the next several months, because this is a case, I think, that is most likely to be with us for many, many months to come. Now, the other big story that we're following this morning, and by the way, thank you for starting your morning with us here on YouTube and on the Fox Local app and on Channel 45. Celeste, did I forget anything besides that?
And sharing it on the chat and voting in the poll.
Yeah. You
know?
We ask a lot. We admit it.
But we want you to know that we work just as hard as all of you do.
Yes. Okay. Hey, let's talk about this. Check this video out. I think you are going to enjoy this. This is Lake Havasu City this morning. We sped that up. We're going to invite Krystal to come on in and
Krystal,
join us.
Good morning.
Because, this was a little after 6 this morning. And normally you go out there and you see nothing but blue skies as far as the eye can see. But the way the winds were whipping around those palm trees, it really left a lot of us thinking, okay, what is going on there in that part of our state? And where's it headed? So all of a sudden we thought maybe we better bring Krystal in, Celeste.
Yeah.
Because Krystal, this looks like it's a strong system and it's gradually moving across the state.
Yeah, so it started as like a really mini, like a mini storm system. Sometimes it's called an MCV in the weather person's world. But it dumped a lot of rain up in Mojave County early this morning in the Lake Havasu area. They were under a flash flood warning all morning long because of it. I saw a report from the National Weather Service up in the Las Vegas area that in Mojave County they had 1 inch of rainfall in 10 minutes, which is a lot of rain. Yeah, that's a lot. So flash flood warning as a result. But the system held together pretty good. It's been moving through Yavapai County, and it is now starting to move into Maricopa County.
Okay, now that is really fascinating because you're right. It was at 6 a.m. It was parked right over the LHC, and it's closing in. Well, right now it looks like maybe Wickenburg is going to start to feel the brunt of it.
Yeah, they're already getting
is it going to stay in this pattern and almost make a beeline, if not for downtown, at least the north part of the valley?
That's my expectation. Is this thing is still looking pretty healthy. Now it's kind of scattered in nature, so you can see there's little hot spots that are like the red, orange, yellow areas. But it is held together really well. And I will say, our conditions. You remember yesterday on air, I was talking about how we were going to kind of struggle a bit because our battery had been zapped by Wednesday night storms. We needed to heat up a lot, and then we needed outflows to move in.
Right.
So yesterday we actually did heat up pretty good. We made it to the upper 90s. We had sunshine for like a chunk of the day yesterday, but we never had any outflows actually make their way through the valley. So we didn't end up getting storms last night. But now our battery has been powered up, and we've been waiting for something to move on in. So that's what's happening right now on our Fox Vision view. If you take radar again, let's take a look a little closer at where these storms are passing by. So this is a nice tight shot, as you mentioned, Wickenburg, now a nice thunderstorm that's running down the 60. So that will eventually try to make its way into the far like northwest valley. And then we see these little thunderstorms just starting to creep towards Black Canyon City and Lake Pleasant. And all of it is moving. Well, I mean, you can see the direction it's moving. It's moving to the southeast. So as a result, on White Tank Mountain now, we have one little thunderstorm that has popped up overhead. So just out of reach of the West Valley.
Right on the top of the White Tanks, literally.
Yeah, so that happens because the mountains, they provide a little bit of lift for storms to develop. It's why up in the high country, we see storms pop there more often than, say, in the valley.
Is that what we might refer to as orographic lifting?
Oh, my goodness, look at you, Ron. That's such a PNW thing to know, I feel like. It
Thank
really
you.
is.
Oh, it's because you're a Washington boy.
that is something to know up there. Yes. So it helps to kind of lift the storms up and give it that trigger that you need.
Let's do this because it's a streaming show and we do stuff on the fly here all the time. Dave, if you could ask Dean to take any one of his cameras, the downtown cam or the tower cam, and shoot off toward the northwest.
I'm ahead of you. We already have the Glendale cam pointed that way.
Okay,
you
good.
are?
Yes, we
Where's
decided
that?
to do it.
Oh,
Take
look
a
at
look.
this.
I was about to call for it.
There's
Ron,
a storm.
You and I are
Krystal.
on the same page, man.
Wow. Okay. Look at the white
so you can see it.
tanks.
See that storm hanging over the mountain just outside of West Valley. This is our Glendale. Normally we'd look in at State Farm Stadium, but I moved it so that we could see the little storm there.
Very cool. Looking off to the west. So it's kind of exciting. We're going to get some storms for the West Valley because usually we see them in the East Valley.
Good point, yeah.
So Mother Nature is spreading the wealth on
Spreading
this
the wealth.
Friday.
And then if I run this up a little farther to north, guys, on radar, there are some thunderstorms also that just passed through Prescott. I did check that camera earlier, and they were getting a nice little dumping. Now it's in Dewey. Mayor, you're next up to bat. And then it's going to hit the 17 with some storms over like Cottonwood now, Sedona now, but Camp Verde eventually. I did put a tracker on this, guys, for the general timeline because it should continue to skirt into the valley. Like I said, conditions are pretty ripe. We've got the moisture. We've got the energy. It's been sunny this morning, which just helps out. So by like 11:30, this should be passing right through the West Valley. And if it continues to hold together, which I don't see why it wouldn't necessarily, I think it should be able to, then Phoenix and parts of the East Valley would be next up to bat with these scattered storms. Best thing about this is, guys, they're like a run-of-the-mill monsoon storms. They're not severe. They're not hanging in one spot long enough to create major flooding issues. Now, if something gets caught up over a mountaintop in the valley, we could start to see some road ponding or anything like that, just because the ground is actually a little bit saturated from the storms we've had the last.
By the way,
bet,
Cedric's jumping into the chat saying, look, I live in Wilhoit and I can see everything you're talking about right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we only have a few seconds left, but what about Brandy's question here? Will it break up, the whole urban heat island? What are the chances?
No, we have so much moisture right now in our atmosphere, and and we're pretty supercharged, like I mentioned. So I don't think it should just fall apart with the heating of the day. That usually happens more so if we're really dry and hot, and we are really humid and hot, which is good.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so
you
watch
know what
out
I
for
mean?
some
So
storms, guys.
finally, we're going to get some of that rain in the West Valley.
I know.
For some of
they
those
need
folks. I think Troy mentioned in the chat, he said, white tanks, LA East, because it is, but our
True.
city is growing.
Yeah, I know.
It's growing.
Yeah.
In
I
great
always
ways.
said Buc-ee's should go way out in the desert there, like, halfway
Tonopah.
between here. Yes. Tonopah, even
yeah,
a little bit
yeah.
more. We're just glad they're coming.
Absolutely.
Okay, time for the mystery cam. Krystal, we always learn a lot
Thank
from
you,
you.
Krystal.
Thank you. And batten down the hatches, everybody, especially in the northwest part of the valley. We're back with your guest for the mystery cam in 2 minutes. All right, everybody, welcome back. We got a Charles David guest saying South Carolina. I do like Troy's guess, though. He's like, is that a Motel 6 on the left?
Oh,
Let's
good.
go Illinois.
Wow. Okay. It looks a little muggy, doesn't it? It looks like it would be a little
It
like.
does.
So we have in Ohio, we have a couple of different really good guesses out there. We also have this morning a few people: South Carolina, Charles David; Connecticut, Husky Mong;
Yep.
Massachusetts, DeYoung, and the Ohio idea. What do you think? What are you thinking, Ron?
I'm going with Charles at South Carolina. How
South-
about you?
I'm going to go with. I'll go with North Carolina.
Okay,
Just
we're
for
in the
fun.
Carolinas.
Yes, we
Let's
are.
find out.
Here's your mystery cam.
Okay.
And it is, Cape May, New Jersey.
Is that right? Corey McCloskey's favorite town in the world?
Yes.
That's Cape May.
Maybe he's even stayed in one of these B&Bs or
Yeah.
that hotel there with the pool. You think he
Yeah.
was swimming?
Corey, if you're watching right now on FTT, just stick your head out of the window of whichever room you're at there in the Motel 6. I'm not positive that is a Motel 6.
You think it's maybe an apartment?
No, I was thinking maybe more like a Super 8.
Oh.
Just up from
But
a Motel
they don't
6.
leave the lights on for you, though.
Yeah, they need to bring those commercials back with Tom
It
Bodett.
was
Okay,
brilliant.
we are all looking forward to the World Cup, Celeste. Now, look, we have a
Yes.
whole football season to get through first. We're very excited about the Cardinals this year, as well as the Sun Devils and the Wildcats. But let's talk about basically the biggest sporting event in the world outside of the Olympics. That's the World Cup. And we have Sarah Alegre. She was on with you guys a little earlier this morning. Should we go to her right now?
Let's go to her right now. Sarah, and that's Big D. He's also equally as important.
This is not correct. I'm hitting the Zoom button, and it's calling up Dave. Then
ENG 23.
Oh, it's not a Zoom. Okay, now I got it.
Sarah
okay.
Alegre, here she is.
Way
Sarah,
better.
good morning.
We like Dave. He's our producer, but we like you a lot more.
Ron, Celeste, you guys are just, a hoot and a holler, to say the least. You guys are very fun, and I'm loving the energy you're bringing. And we have lots of fun stuff to talk about here. We have, football, American football to look forward to, but then we have this football, too, as well. And this is the time, you guys. We got to lock in, each and every one of us, if you want to score a chance to see the FIFA World Cup in person. Yeah, September 10th is going to be the first day that you could, at the very least, just throw your hat into the ring to get things started, but it's a fun opportunity. I mean, tickets are starting at just around $60. So when you're looking at a price that good, and just given the global scale of this all, I mean, demand is huge for this, you guys.
Sarah, I think what is so fun about this as well is that FIFA World Cup, it's the largest sport in the world. And a lot of the fans here are going to get to see some of these athletes up close and personal. Usually we just get to see them on TV, but this is a great opportunity. How fun is this?
I know, it's a great opportunity. It's a rare opportunity for Northern America. I mean, and there's a lot of action, too. You have those earlier games in Los Angeles, too. And, it's a fun little road trip that you guys can take, over to SoCal to experience the game. Or you want to head over to us in Houston. You have Philadelphia, you have Boston, you have Atlanta. There's just a lot of great cities, the Bay Area as well. So I just think it's a fun time for, us to kind of get on the road or take a flight to enjoy witnessing those incredible athletes, do what they do best in person. And again, you can always watch it here on Fox. There's my little plug in there. But to witness this in person is going to be phenomenal. And I think that's why we're looking at such a grand scale here and kind of a lottery style for getting tickets, because just so many people want to just kind of grab the opportunity. I know a lot of my friends and family going to try to do that as well.
I was actually, you're right in front of the NRG. I was just there last year in January for the Washington, Michigan National Championship College football game.
Okay.
That is a super cool stadium. Now, help me remember. I know we're almost out of time. Do they have free refills at the soda fountains there?
That's a very good question, and I can't answer that for you to the best of my ability. I moved here about a year ago, and I've yet to go to a game, but let's check in next week, Ron, and I'm going to have that answer for you, the Fox exclusive here.
We'll have a Fox exclusive on this. It's going to be the breakdown, deep investigative piece on the soda.
Well, we got to let Rebekah get going for her next.
Sarah.
Yeah. But Sarah, thank you.
It's Friday. It's Friday. He's tired. It's okay. I get it.
We do want to call on you again. Come check in with us as it gets closer.
Sarah, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you both. Have a good one.
Okay.
She's a pretty smart gal. I don't know if she's a soda drinker, Ron.
Maybe not. That's a cool stadium, though.
Very cool.
Even though Washington lost to Michigan.
Have you been to a soccer match that is on that level? Ron.
No.
So we were in Spain. My daughter's soccer team went on this team trip to Madrid and to Barcelona in March.
Yeah.
And we went to a game between Barca and Madrid. And I kid you not. Oh, I should have showed you. We should have showed videos here on the show. Yeah. It looked like a protest from the Middle East.
What?
Like there was. Well, because the crowd of people they had fire and flames and smoke and flares. And I mean, outside of the stadium as they were waiting to go in.
Wow.
This was larger, and it wasn't even FIFA World Cup. It was larger than what I've experienced at a Super Bowl. It was crazy.
Amazing.
Yes,
Okay.
There's so many fans out there.
Hey, we're going to shift gears now because we're in standby mode with the White House trying to see when that moment is going to come when the president's going to sign the executive order to change the Department of Defense to the Department of War, which is what it was originally called when it was created all those years ago back in the World War II era. So while we stand by for that, here's a little bit more.
I want to change it back to what it was when we used to win wars all the time. That's okay with me. All right? Defense. I don't want to be defense only. We want defense, but we want offense too, if that's okay.
Now, at the same time, you know, he's been kind of helping to promote this movement for the Nobel Peace Prize. Will he get credit for stopping some of the wars that he's been talking about, or at least trying to put a temporary end to some of these conflicts? The big one, though, Ukraine, still goes on, and also the one in Gaza. But, you know, it's certainly one that gets a lot of people talking. So we are going to jump right into our poll question now, which is, he's decided to rename the DOD to the Department of War. What do you think? This is close today, Celeste. In the QR poll, you grab that QR code and you can move these numbers around. 45% say, I like it. It's more accurate anyway. We fight wars. 42% say, I don't like it. Isn't he the one who says he ends wars?
Oh.
And 13% are saying, I'm okay with it. He's really just trying to send a message to America's enemies.
All right. Do we want to take a look at the YouTube poll now next?
Yeah.
We've got 335 votes right now in just the last hour. I like it. It's more accurate anyway. We fight wars. 22% of you say that. Don't like it. Isn't he the one who says he ends wars? 62%.
That's a big number.
Yeah, that's a huge number. And then I'm okay with it. He's just trying to send a message to our enemies. 16% of you are voting in that direction this morning.
And you know how it works around here. We love to get your comments. Dave looks at both the YouTube comments, which, let me go back to that real quick. We already have 26 comments and over 300 votes on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also checks out your comments on the QR code poll. Dave, what are you seeing, buddy?
Yeah, some really good comments. Robert Stevick 21 says it was the original name, and I think it sends anyone a message who wants to mess around and find out. We'll do more than defend if you force us. That's my opinion. Another one says it should be the War Department, should never have been changed. It made us look weak. So really, really interesting. A lot of people are really passionate and fired up. Please keep the comments coming and the engagement up, guys.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, very good. By the way,
look at Dave. Doesn't he look sharp? Ron, can we go back to Dave?
Let me go back.
Look at him. Did you see his shirt? Look
is
at
that
his
a
button
new
down.
shirt, Dave, or is it just freshly pressed?
You know, it's a little bit of both. My wife wants me to look good when I go on the Dave cam.
Oh,
Nice work.
Nice. Good.
Round of applause for Big Dave's wife.
Up until this very moment, we never knew who Dave's agent was.
It's his wife.
But what's your wife's first name?
Anna.
Good job, Anna.
Well done, Anna.
Hey, before we go to break, and while we have Dave available to us,
do we want to ask him more about Anna?
Sure. How'd you guys meet? Wait, hold on.
Wrong camera. There you go. We met online. Our first date was at the Hotel Cafe in Los Angeles.
Wow. Yeah, wow. And what was your line? Like, what was the first thing you said? Like,
Yeah,
when you walked
no
up, hi,
kidding.
hey,
Oh,
Anna.
gosh.
One of those, where have you been?
Hey,
Yeah,
do
the
you want to go to
life?
Cabo? Do you want to go to Cabo this
Sure.
weekend?
Before you even sit down for a cup of coffee, want to go to Cabo this weekend?
Sounds fun.
Don't try that at home. And Dave, that's so great. And then how long before you popped the question?
It was a while because we lived in Los Angeles and then Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then now lovely Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I know it took me, Celeste, talk about dragging my feet.
Wow,
Renee
how-
and I dated for 2 years
Oh, my
before
gosh.
Yeah, how about you and Gary?
7.
You dated for 7 years, and then
And
okay,
he
now
actually,
I don't feel so bad.
and actually, he did actually say, "Hey, you want to go to Cabo for the weekend?" I was like, "Absolutely not." There's much more to the story. Though,
the
later
other
on.
thing with Dave is it's National Cheese Pizza Day. So, Dave, here's my question for you. I can't just have a cheese pizza. There's got to be something
Some
on it.
toppings.
If you had to just put one or maybe 2 toppings on, Big D, where would you go?
I'd go pepperoni and sausage.
That's good. Kind of a meat lovers.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Isabella says same. She says
What?
same.
Bella? Where's Bella?
Oh.
Where's the Bella bomb?
Bomb is right here.
You'd go pepperoni
Belle.
and sausage?
Yes.
Yes?
Definitely want the protein.
Good. Celeste, how about you? I actually would, if I only got two, I'd probably go Hawaiian.
I do
with
actually.
the ham and the pineapple.
How many toppings are we talking
Want
about?
to change it back to what it was?
Two tops.
I want to
Two
change it
tops.
back to where it was.
Look, we want everybody's opinion, but I don't think we're going to get it from the press.
I would go probably pepperoni and jalapenos if I only had to.
Wow, keeping it hot.
If you give me three,
Yeah.
pepperoni, olive mushroom.
Okay.
Like this strange person right there.
You know, Celeste, since you're
happening.
talking about keeping it spicy, do you realize we're going to do live
Ron, it's
on
Friday.
the stream the taste testing of the new ultra hot
I
spicy
know.
Skittles?
Are you so excited?
I'm actually very
yeah,
excited.
me too. I can't wait.
Okay.
This is going to be good.
I don't know how we even got our hands on a bag of those, but it might be our last few minutes on the air today. Stick with us for that and more. We are going to take a quick break, but we're going to be...
Boo. Do we have to take a break? Is that how this works?
Yeah, I'm afraid we
Oh,
do.
darn.
Yeah.
We're having
Anyway.
a good time. Keep the party
Who
rolling.
knows? Maybe we sold some commercials.
Okay.
Let's find out. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to more of Fox 10 Talks, or as we
Yes.
love to call it, FTT. Look who's joining us today. It's Isabella.
Hi, Belle.
Yeah, I mean, we love the Bella Bombs, but we like it when you just come right up here with us.
Ron, we have to take a moment to take a look behind us here. Go back to Belle's.
Okay.
Look at that shot behind you, Belle. Just look at that shot. You see the clouds. This
I'm
is
looking
this
like
is. I know. This is a
beautiful
real.
clouds.
That's a real shot. That's where the clouds is really.
Look at that.
Yeah, the Arizona sky.
It's like you came down from heaven, Bella.
Aw, what an angel, Ron.
I mean, seriously, look at those.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I got to save that video for just a little bit later.
Can we give a big shout out to
Yes, for sure.
Shell Lindgren?
Okay.
I believe that's how you say your. I did a pronunciation search.
Okay.
A new chatter, a new FTT
Love it.
member in our chat box, and
Okay.
he is coming to us from Sweden.
This is amazing. I was
Yes.
just in Sweden a couple of months ago.
Shell Lindgren.
Yeah.
Shell Lundgren. And here is a quick note. When I was doing the pronunciation search, Kjell Lundgren is actually an astronaut, apparently.
Oh.
A Swedish astronaut. So I asked Kjell,
Yes.
are you an astronaut? Is this the
Has he responded
Kjell
yet?
Lundgren? I don't think so. I'm going to do a little search.
Good.
See.
And you'll have to tell us how you discovered us. The other day, we had a number of viewers from Australia.
We did.
Some in Brazil.
So what was that?
We had one
Bella?
in Brazil the other day.
Oh, Fabio.
Okay.
FTT goes worldwide.
Yeah. It's actually reminding me that my favorite picture that I took when I was in Stockholm, I have not posted it yet.
Oh.
I will post it later today. Hooner Fox 10, by the way. If you want to come follow me on Instagram. Celeste, you are?
Syleste Fox 10.
Okay, Bella, you are?
Isabella Fredrickson.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with that.
No.
It's as simple as could be.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
So anyway, yeah, I've got to go post that. And we welcome you to the friendliest chat online, not just in the U.S., but probably all through the Nordic countries.
Nordic.
Also.
The whole world.
The whole world.
Hey, you guys, I was really concerned about this story, and then it kind of went in onto the back burner. But this morning it's back, and I just thought, well, you know what? Let's update everybody on what's. See this guy here?
Mm-hmm.
He's accused of one of the most unthinkable things. He is, or was, I guess, a pilot, an off-duty pilot with Alaska Airlines. He is accused of trying to shut down the engines of a Horizon flight while riding in the extra seat, the jump seat, they call it, there in the cockpit. So first of all, you're a guest. You got a pilot and a co-pilot.
Right.
They're handling situations. You're just supposed to sit there and get your free ride.
Right.
Instead, Joseph Emerson is facing federal charges, including endangerment of an aircraft and 83 counts of reckless endangerment. I'm no math whiz, but I'm betting there were 83 people on board.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's going to be arraigned in Oregon today. They say that he was on a flight from Everett, Washington, which, hot tip for you there, if you get tired of the crowds at SeaTac,
Yes.
Payne Field, Everett is a great place to fly in and out. It was on the way to SFO. The flight attendants had to join in, I'm sure, with the pilot and the co-pilot.
Wow.
And restrain him, and then they had to make an emergency landing in Portland,
scary.
Oregon.
Well, his face right here when his attorney is talking to him, like you can see, he's like, like what makes you do something like that? You know, with all those people on
He
board.
said he was
That's so
stressed.
scary.
He said he hadn't slept for 40 hours and that he
Oh.
struggled with depression. But you know what, pal?
Then call in
That's
sick.
no excuse.
No, you do
No.
not. Come on. No, you do not get on a plane with all
Right.
those people. I mean, when you purchase a ticket and you are on a flight, you're
Yeah.
putting your life in their hands.
Yeah, you really are.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
between us three, I know we all like to fly Alaska, and
Yeah.
that's scary. That could have been any one of us. So I'm
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
thankful that everything was okay. I feel bad for the passenger.
Now, let's talk about these airlines because there was a big story that came in today. Are they about to get let off the hook? Unless people maybe, I don't know what you do. Go out in your front yard and protest. Call your local congressman. Who knows? But the government is apparently abandoning a plan that would require the airlines to pay passengers for delays. The new rule took effect just at the end of last year. It still requires airlines to provide refunds for canceled or significantly delayed flights, 3 hours or 6 if it's international, if the passenger chooses not to travel. They still don't have to compensate for delays outside their control. Let me see. I think we got some, as we call it, generic airline video here. But they don't have to compensate if there are things out of their control like weather. But, Celeste.
But if it's an airplane issue,
Yeah.
for example, let's say you're flying, there's an airplane issue, they have to bring another airplane in.
Let's say
The
you're
flights-
leaving Minneapolis.
Oh, here we go.
And you're about over Nebraska, and the pilot comes on the squawk box and says, "Don't be alarmed, but we may have an issue with this aircraft. We're returning back to the Minneapolis
You're more than
airport."
halfway home at that point.
Correct. I'm like, just put it down in Omaha. We'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Is Peyton Manning anywhere around? Omaha.
Yeah, this
It's like-
was my first ever emergency landing, and it
Oh
was
my
only about
gosh.
3 weeks ago. But that was the airline's fault, not the weather. The weather was
Yes.
fine.
It was the airline's fault.
It was the airline's fault because the plane was, the
So
pilot
then-
did not consider it airworthy to fly anymore. In a situation like that where it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Now, eventually, I did manage to get home, but it was about I think it was about 7 hours.
Oh my
We were supposed to leave at 11, and they couldn't find a pilot even after they safely landed us, and I think it was right at 6 p.m. that night.
My goodness.
So they finally got a pilot on board, and we finally.
So did you get money back, or did they?
You know what? I emailed them once, and no, it was actually a chat kind of a thing. And if you don't keep up with the chat, which I just got way too busy now, I haven't thought about it since, but.
That's the thing.
This will be a test case.
And is there a statute of limitation? So like maybe you're in the chat and you're like, this happened, in a flight 6 months ago. Can you still, try to seek recourse?
Bella, do you notice how we've been interviewing way too many lawyers now? Celeste is talking about the statute of limitations on a plane ride.
Well, I have a tip.
I'm trying to save everybody money here. I mean,
I have a tip. One time my mom and we were flying from Seattle to Phoenix, and there was maybe an hour delay of our flight taking off.
Okay.
And my mom
was stuck on the plane, or were you in the airport?
We were sitting in the plane. So we boarded the plane, and they were like, okay, we're having a delay, but it wasn't weather related.
Right.
And I think Alaska said something about maybe 45-minute time limit, but we went beyond that time limit. And my mom was like, we have things to do. We have appointments to make. So she went on Twitter, X, and she tagged Alaska Airlines, and she says, hi, we actually are taking off later than the time period. And they reimbursed her for our tickets.
Wow. So
good
Ron,
for Alaska.
maybe you should do that. Go to your Twitter.
Yeah.
And even though you're verified.
Right.
Oh, wait, hold on. Do we pay the $14 a month now to be verified? I don't
think
pay
we
it.
are verified.
Yeah, I think you're
anymore.
right. No verification.
Okay.
But try
that's
maybe.
a hot tip.
Yeah, maybe
right
get
there
your money
from
back.
Take
Bella.
it to Twitter.
Okay.
I've seen it in real time happen.
Bella's life stories.
Take it to Twitter.
Really good. Okay, so you guys, did you see this chase in Florida the other day? I have got to show you. This is how it ends. Watch this now. Okay, it's the guy over there to the right. And somehow he jumps out of the passenger seat. I don't know. Did the driver stay still, or did he slide right?
I don't know, but he's wearing the wrong color. Because you're going to spot him in that forest.
They're like, what was he wearing? I don't remember. Oh, he's the one guy in red. Yeah. But look at how the police go right after him. That one cruiser. Oh, man, look at this. Now we're getting serious.
Kind of intense.
I don't know if that's a taser or a gun right there, but looks like they're closing in. You know what they did? They released the hounds.
Oh.
The canine. It was the canine that brought the guy down.
Thank goodness for those pooches, man.
Yeah,
well trained, but yes, they're a good tool.
No matter what. And by the way, this is on a loop, so I think you're going to see it one more time. Ready? Here we go. Yeah. So, I was not able to make out whether there was anybody else in that car.
Somebody said
but it's just a consumer tip. If the police are following you and they have their lights and sirens on, pull over, be courteous, ask the officer what the issue is.
Right. And in the chat, Lil Philosophy said the slides just flew off. LOL. Like he's running and his slides are just
Holy cow. Better go looking for those flip-flops.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, guys, we have a break coming up here. I just thought,
again. Ron,
Celeste.
Can you try to? What are you trying to do here?
Only one guy can authorize a non-break break, and that would be Big D. All right.
Hey, real quick. Now that I'm on camera, I just want to make a quick announcement.
Oh, great.
Just got to give a shout out to Brandy the Bookworm, who created an Instagram page just for Fox 10 Talkers. It's called Fox 10 Talkers Arizona.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so cute.
So awesome.
We're going to follow.
Brandy, thank you.
Yeah, we are all going to follow. That is a brilliant idea.
Aww.
In fact, Celeste is on her phone right now.
I'm going to
But
Instagram.
before we go to a break, ladies, I just want to ask you, we were in our segment with KNIX today, and we were talking to Brooke Hoover, and she had mentioned that she had read somewhere that, and I don't know why I'm even talking about this because it's a little bit of male bashing, but she said she had read somewhere that men don't emotionally mature until the age of 43. Big D. Speak on behalf of the male species. Big D.
I was just following Fox 10 Talkers Arizona.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Okay.
I also just followed them.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
is there
Fox...
any truth to this whole thing that men don't emotionally mature? I don't know. You guys give us your opinion. Bella?
I think that could be true.
Really?
I think it's true.
Why?
Well, my mom just says my dad didn't mentally mature like that until he hit his 50s. So
Yeah, I
Okay,
think.
Celeste.
Well, okay. So they say the male brain doesn't actually like even start to mature until they're like 25-ish.
Okay.
So when your teenage son or something like that does something ridiculous, you're like, okay, you're not all there. You need to listen to me here.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think science has proven that.
Yeah.
I think for some people, I think that could be true for some men.
So I know when I'm in trouble at home when Renee calls me my middle name.
Oh, David.
Yeah, David.
Ronald
If I'm
David.
anywhere in the house, all of a sudden I hear David.
Oh,
Man, I know I'm in
Uh-oh.
trouble. So let me just say on the behalf of the men, what it really is we're still learning.
Yes,
That's a good way
always.
We're trying to
That
get
actu-
there.
That actually is a really good life lesson. Always to be learning.
Yes, for sure.
I like that
Ron,
attitude.
Give us an idea. Bella and I,
Uh-huh.
our inquiring minds would like to know.
Okay, yeah.
What is it that you do not do well at home that she's calling you David?
Ooh,
Like
let's
what
see.
is happening? Like, are you leaving like the toothpaste lid off? Are you leaving your underwear on the floor? Do you
yeah.
not throwing the trash away?
I probably, that is one of my chores, is throwing out the trash,
Yeah.
rolling the can
Are you
out to
leaving
the
dirty
street.
dishes in the sink?
It's probably if, like, let's say we went on a trip like 3 weeks ago,
oh,
which we
yes.
did.
Uh-huh.
And, she's very good about cleaning out her suitcase,
And putting it away.
putting it in the garage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if it sits there for 2 or 3 weeks, and I didn't take the 30 seconds it takes to climb up the ladder, put it right up there,
Oh,
that would be
David.
David,
Uh-oh.
just as a for instance.
That is a situation, though, where we're not going to call you Big D because there's only one Big D.
Oh,
brother,
my
that's for
goodness,
sure.
that's
All right,
hilarious.
guys, that's the end of the mail bashing for the rest of the day. We're just learning.
Just
that's
learning.
all.
Yeah,
We're
that's
just
actually
learning.
a good way to look at it.
Back in 2 minutes. Hello, everybody. It is Ron and Celeste and Isabella, and we have a treat for you. You know, Dave, he and I, we discuss all kinds of topics, you guys, all day, every day. And
Yes.
he said, Kevin Wagner is available. And I'm just telling you, whenever he's come on before, the numbers really start to explode because Kevin is just one of the most interesting guests I think that we've probably ever had on here. He is he's a University of Arizona professor who is optimistic that life is out there somewhere. So
Yeah.
Celeste, I was thinking, let's bring him on.
Let's
We
do
have
it.
Isabella joining us as well. So Kevin, how long has this been a speciality of yours?
Well, first let me say thanks. That's a very nice introduction.
Sure.
How long has this been a specialty? Well, it's been an interest of mine for longer than I can remember, but really when the search started for me was 2019 when we first got a deep look into the habitable zone of the closest sun-like star.
And what is the habitable zone?
So the habitable zone is classically where liquid water can exist on the surface of a rocky planet. So it's the distance from a star that's not too far, not too close, kind of just right. The Goldilocks zone, in other words.
Very cool. So, Kevin, I'm with you on this one. I do think that life exists somewhere out there. You know, you think of all the different universes and galaxies and things like that that exist. So, what's your research consist of? What have you found and kind of what you've been digging into?
So I would agree with you. I think life is out there somewhere, and the question then becomes, where is it? And my research is focused on the very closest stars to us. So stars that are just a few light years away, ones that we can't go to now, but that we could envision going to in the not too distant future, and also the ones that we can get the best sort of data on, just because they're closer and the planets are brighter, and it's all about signal to noise.
By the way, we have some video from the Department of Defense that got released. Did you know, when all of those files and all of those videos were released, were you able to form any kind of an opinion about that?
My opinion is that they're very interesting, especially the ones that the Department of Defense and I believe it was the Navy and Air Force that have released something that looks like it's moving interestingly in through space. What it is, I have no idea. I kind of lean toward thinking that it's from Earth, kind of using the example of the stealth bomber in my mind. If I were to see that and not know that it exists, I would think this is something just absolutely alien. So I don't know even what we've come up with here on Earth.
So I have a question for you. I watched the movie Passengers the other day. I don't know if you've seen it. It's with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. And essentially the base of the movie is they found another planet about 90 light years away. It'd take 90 years to travel there. And they, went to sleep and then went to that planet because scientists had found that life was viable on that other planet. And I love the movie. But do you think that's something that could be possible in the future, since you're already finding these places where life could be viable?
In terms of a multi-generational trip to another planet, yeah, I think that's certainly possible. I think the bottleneck right now is that we don't have large enough motivation to want to put everybody onto a large experimental rocket and then have them live out the rest of their lives and their children's lives, as we here on Earth probably develop better rocket technology that could then surpass it before it even gets to its destination. Something certainly conceivable.
So when you think of this other space where a star or a planet where life exists, is it something that you would imagine, and Bella, often jumping off your point, like a movie like The Martian, with Matt Damon, where he's there and he's creating this garden of some sort, in a tent? What do you imagine it would look like?
Oh, that's an awesome question. There are so many different possibilities that we can imagine. So yeah, like The Martian, we could imagine that we arrive somewhere and there's nobody there to greet us. Or maybe it's more like the movie Avatar, where we arrive and it's already a planet that's overgrown with life. And certainly all sorts of other possibilities as well. But those two are very distinct and both very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen all the movies that we did. Growing up, from E.T. Phone Home to Close Encounters of the Third Kind and some of the others. Oh, really? Yeah, it's a great one. Oh, yeah, it's got a spaceship like 8 times the size of Devil's Tower, Wyoming, and it's hovering over the Devil's Tower.
Star Wars.
Like early, I think that's another Spielberg movie. But anyway.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, do you think we have it, we humans, all we're able to do is think about things with our own human brains, that intelligent life out there somewhere could be of an entirely different form, not enclosed in not just a human body or an animal body, but anything that we are used to, that almost like I don't know, almost like, two items could interact with each other, but not in any way that we're familiar with.
Yeah, that's a great point. There are certainly lots of, probably endless possibilities to imagine life that's not like us. But in the scientific search for life in the universe, we're starting with what we know. We have kind of the one data point of life on Earth, and that's what we have to start with. Yeah. So we're looking for Earth-like planets around sun-like stars, but there are definitely other possibilities out there too. One that's really interesting to me is life on moons of giant planets. Instead of thinking about an Earth-like planet, we could think about the system of moons around Jupiter or Saturn. Each of these have very rich systems of moons, even with moons up to about 40% the radius of the Earth. And in our own solar system, they're a bit too cold. They're outside of the habitable zone. But this planet candidate that we recently reported around Alpha Centauri, if it is real, it is a giant planet in the habitable zone. We don't know that it has moons, but that's the most exciting possibility to me, is that we might have not just one, but multiple habitable environments around the closest star.
One of our great viewers, Patricia, writes in and says, the novel that Andy Weir wrote called Project Hail Mary is such a great story. It's going to be a movie next year. And she adds, great idea for an alien. Are you at all familiar with that?
I'm familiar with the title. It's another one I'll have to add to my list. So I appreciate the recommendation.
For sure. Okay. We got about a minute left, you guys. Who else has a question now for?
So, Kevin, what are you looking forward to in terms of next parts of your research, or what are you studying at this very moment?
So the planet candidate that I just mentioned around Alpha Centauri, we have to wait about a year to get another observation of it. It's because the orbital model that we have for the planet has it going too close to its star. So for about the next year, there's not too much to do there. But right here in our own backyard in Arizona, we have the Large Binocular Telescope, which is the largest optical telescope on Earth. We have two 8.4 meter diameter mirrors that we can combine together into a almost 25 meter telescope.
Wow.
And we're doing the same thing around nearby stars that we can observe here in the Northern Hemisphere. So
That's
Alpha
amazing.
Centauri is a binary. It has two sun-like stars. It's a bit different than us. So the closest single sun-like stars are ones that we can observe here in the Northern Hemisphere with the telescope right in our own backyard.
In terms of something that's much closer in both time and physical distance,
right?
The mission to Mars, as we wrap up, what are your thoughts about that? Are you optimistic about how it's all going to go? Are you optimistic or skeptical that we will ever be able to literally plant a flag and put humans on a more permanent basis on a place like Mars or the moon?
Well, I really hope that we see it in my lifetime. It's, again, something that's certainly feasible. We just need the motivation, the people behind it. And I think there's no harm in waiting a little bit as the technology progresses. We routinely see new demonstrations of, say, SpaceX's Starship rocket, and not all of them work, but we can clearly see progression of the technology.
There he is, you guys. And Kevin, by the way, is an astronomer at the U of A, and makes me wish I was back in college and be fascinated to take one of his classes.
Right? I know. And maybe some of that hands-on, research that you could take part in. Kevin, thank you so much for your time.
Sure. Thanks for the invite.
Okay.
Wow.
Utterly fascinating.
Really is.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we're coming up to the time. A lot of people in the chat, too, you all have been sharing about, would you live on another planet or out in outer space? Okay. Some people are saying, nope, not at all. Okay. Dave Rousseau says, I like living where I can survive without any artificial assistance. And so he said, I'm going to stay here on Earth. And by the way,
just give it another 5 years. We'll all be dependent on artificial assistance.
We've got 15 followers. Brandy has 15 followers on her Fox 10 Talkers Arizona Instagram.
Okay, we're all going to go follow her. So it's Fox 10 Talkers Arizona Instagram.
Yes.
Love it. So who got these, by the way? Did they come in the mail?
Big
Did somebody buy them?
Got
Big
them.
D. Oh, he saw the Enfuego Skittles, and we've been all week. We said we're going to find a little time.
Yes.
Why don't we do it on Friday? Because if it burns the roof of our mouth, we don't have any more shows to do.
It's not going to be that hot.
Right? Okay. Well, all right. So they are gummies. They're not like the traditional ones. But here, Bella, why don't you take a
Okay,
There's
I got.
one. There's
ooh.
two. Celeste. Here you
okay.
go.
All right.
Okay, ready.
Thank you, my friend.
Ooh, you got a bunch.
Wow.
Okay.
Ron's get.
Feel
Ron
free
is-
to eat them all. Okay, here we go. Have you guys tried? Anybody in the chat box
Let me see
tried
what-
the
what-
new
what-
Enfuegos?
Okay, let's see in the chat box. Let us know. So the who has a yellow? Oh, you have a yellow,
I have a
Bells.
yellow.
That one's a lemon.
I got green and orange.
Green and orange. Let's see. I believe that's a raspberry. Green is maybe watermelon.
Okay.
There's a red that's a strawberry.
Okay.
There's kind of this is a strawberry. Who is like an you have the
So
orange
these
one
are
also.
like smoking hot strawberry?
Yes, and this one's smoking hot mango, like a mango with tahini on it. Imagine what that
that's
tastes
so
like.
good.
Oh, wow.
And then there's Ron doesn't sound so enthused.
What did you say? A mango with what on it?
Fruit with the tahini on it.
Tahini.
Oh,
And
okay.
have you ever had tahini with chamoy?
Or mango. It's so good with
Ron,
mango.
can we put on your camera?
Celeste, I'm a simple man. You'll spot me at, I will venture to a Chick-fil-A, but I'm usually in and out or McDonald's, okay?
One
You're
of
not
these
gonna find Chick-fil-A
Saturdays.
there.
One of these
We have
Saturdays.
1 minute left. Let's
Oh, we
try
do?
them.
Okay,
Here
you
we
go
go.
first.
All right. Initial taste test is
Ooh.
good.
Oh, this does have tahini.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, these
Or
are
a-
really good.
It takes a while for the heat to like hit your tongue. I'm just being honest.
Mm.
These are really good.
I'm going to go for my
The
second.
strawberry ones are pretty good.
The yellow one was really good.
Now they're getting hotter by the moment. Do you notice that?
Ron's sweating. You're turning red.
Yeah, well.
All right, who else is salivating?
Celeste, that's like your fourth one.
These are really good.
Anyway, we're all going to
Big
go hang
fan.
out with Brandy the Bookworm on the new Instagram page. Guess what's coming up next? Anita.
Yes.
And the 11 o'clock hour.
All right. See you
Bye.
Very good.
soon. Very, very good.
Those were really good.
Hi, everyone. We're just waiting for the music to go down. The disco track. It's Friday Dance Party. The gals who gab, right?
Yes, we are here.
Is that what we're called?
We are here on a Friday.
We like to talk.
Yeah. When Danielle fills in, and sometimes just Krystal, I call it the blondes who babble.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a good one.
But we babble about important stuff.
Yes, yes.
And we have a lot of important stuff to
they started to lift themselves to rescue the man. What an ordeal this was. And so we spoke with them this morning on AZAM, and those rescuers came in studio, and this is what they had to share.
When citizens call us for assistance, we can't fail. So we build out multiple safety checks in place.
We had to make sure all the right rescue components are there and safety to make sure this rescue came off perfectly as it did.
So those are actually some of the
sound bites from last night.
Yes, like some
we
PIOs.
had the actual rescuers in studio today. You got a chance to interview them. So take us through
what did they have to say?
Yeah. So what they had to share was when they showed up. Of course, they said that this is what they trained for. We always think of these firefighters as maybe doing some hiking, rescues,
mountain water rescue.
Yeah, we don't think of them doing this on in this type of a situation where they're having, at a baseball facility. But they say they do, in fact, train for something like this. And they train, together, all of them. And I thought, wow, you don't hear about that very often. You don't hear about the behind the scenes type stuff, about how all the departments kind of work together so often. And that was really interesting to hear. And he said when they first showed up, they were actually fighting to see who was going to do it, because this is what they live
were
for.
like, wait, we want the opportunity.
Right, yeah.
They want to be a part of the rescue.
Right.
They want to lead the rescue. So we had the two of them.
Usually first come, first serve. Whoever gets there gets to go up and do the rescue.
Well, yeah, and you can't let him, dangle up there while you're deciding who's going up. It's,
no, it's
no.
Yeah, it's first man there is the first man up.
Yeah.
And so they went ahead and we asked them why they used kind of like a zip line type of maneuver and apparatus to bring him down. Why that? And they just said it was the easiest. They climbed up there and they spoke with him and made sure that he understood what the process was and what they were going to do. And then they, pulled him, rappelled him down through that zip line.
Yeah, because I forget how if they were to extend the ladder on the fire truck, that extension on it wouldn't be enough.
We asked the same thing because we were chatting with them off camera, and I said, why didn't you just put a boom truck up and put him in the basket? And they said nothing would reach that.
Yeah.
And then they also mentioned he was already wearing a harness. So one of the things that they did was they explained their gear to him.
Yes.
And said, this is how we do it. And then they had him explain his gear to them.
So because he was an expert too.
Correct.
Essentially.
And that's why he was comfortable enough. They used his harness to tack onto that zip line and then get him down. So that was a pretty impressive thing. I wish we had that interview. I know. Unfortunately,
I'll have to clip it and put it on my Instagram or Facebook page or something like that, or on Twitter, because it was really, really good. And it was interesting when they popped in, and afterwards we went into commercial break, and I said, "So you're obviously not afraid of heights." And one of them actually said, "Well, I kind of am, but when you show up on scene, you're trained just to respond in that type of a manner. It's what they're trained to do." And so he didn't even think about it. It wasn't like a second thought.
The mayor of Mesa was speaking out yesterday when all was said and done, and just a big kudos to how perfectly the rescue went and how smoothly it went. And that's so true. Because even though the worker seemed to be fairly with it, anything can go wrong at any moment, no matter how much you're practicing, no matter how prepared you are. You're 150 feet in the air.
Yeah, and you're just there. And I guess something had hit him. One of the light bulbs had hit his head.
Were they able to explain that a little more? Because we just said his rigging failed, and then he was hit in the head. Did they walk us through that?
They don't know. I did ask them on the air. They said they weren't sure because that was something that they weren't dealing with. They just dealt with the rescue. But when it was something that hit him on the head, and he just kind of became a little disoriented, and he did not feel comfortable coming down on his own. And so then he started saying, "Hey, I need some help up here. I need some help up here." And so we're just thankful for all the firefighters and police officers out there, and paramedics who help in this type of a situation, because they do train for things like this, and it was very impressive to watch.
Absolutely. We have a couple of other news headlines to get to, and then we're going to bring Krystal in because we have some big storms brewing.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk really quickly about the Maryvale meeting, and I'm going to play this soundbite for you guys. We don't have the soundbite. Okay. Well, we had a stabbing back in SOT 3. We don't have SOT 3 on our board here, so we'll figure that out. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to play it for us.
Right now, this generation is facing a pandemic of traumatic events that heavily affect students' mental health and cause a ripple effect of events to follow.
Over the past few weeks, we've heard from our students that what they need are counselors who listen, therapists who heal, mentors who guide, justice that builds community, and clubs, arts, and sports that give us belonging. Maryvale is not bad.
We need you to pave the way for smart spending of the school's budget. Focus on healing and wellness. Invest in things like youth programs, mental health resources, more counselors and therapists. Those are the things that actually address root causes and will help prevent violence.
Chris Aguilar, October 31st, 2008.
Okay, so we had a stabbing in Maryvale High School 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the suspect that you saw there in court, Chris Aguilar. It looked like stating his birthday there. So this all started with the victim in this case having stole a firearm from Aguilar, and then he reacts in this way in class. Stabs his classmate. I cannot even fathom what folks in the class were thinking. And now obviously you have the community speaking out about safety. What do you do to prevent this? They had the weapons detection system in place. So the community, obviously you heard from the students there saying we're not all bad. Maryvale is not bad, but how do you react after something like this?
And the question is what can be done to prevent something like this?
Right.
He had a small pocket knife that he was able to somehow get through that detection center. And so that's what they're trying to figure out. What's next?
So I think of some of the part of the investigation that followed was that you can actually go in when you have these detection, apparatus machines that you have on your campuses. You can go in and you can set them to detect a certain level of metal, certain amount of metal. And so it was set to a certain, parameter where it was not able to detect that there was a pocket knife that was coming through. We don't know what size pocket knife it was. We haven't seen photographs of it. But that was a very frightening. And I think for parents, if I recall, they were trying to get a hold of their children and they couldn't. And it was a very scary ordeal for the neighborhood. But we have to remember too, I know that they say this is in Maryvale and but this type of stuff happens in every community.
Absolutely. And it can happen at any school district.
It can happen anywhere in any district. And really it comes to leadership now and making some changes and how they handle these type of situations and what type of rules they have for administrations and campuses.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're going to bring Krystal in really quick. Celeste, you're out.
I'm out. I'm out
Go
here.
take a break.
I'm
going to
go have some lunch.
Go take a break. We're going to chat with Krystal about the weather because things are getting a little active as we speak. I don't have any weather. Here we go. Weather maps, girl. Weather maps. Daisy Mountain, I-17. What are we looking at, Krystal? Come on in.
Here, or are you going to sit there?
No, that's
okay.
Whichever's fine.
Okay, Krystal and Des are switching chairs. We're gonna get things moving here.
Okay, I'm back. I'm here now.
Hi.
Always fun to do the transition. Actually, so I popped this camera up because I wanted to show off the cloud coverage. I'm watching to see if any storms will make their way in. But if you can see, 17 is closed. I guess there's some police involvement situation going. So 17 is closed. I thought, oh, okay, well, we'll show that off too. But I haven't seen any info on what's actually going on.
Oh yeah, right there on the in the shoulder.
Yeah, so you
of the
can see
highway.
17 is closed.
Yeah.
I just looked on the ADOT website.
Wow,
It
that's
just says
massive
there's
Okay, so it looks like they're rerouting traffic right there.
Yeah, it says closure is due to a law enforcement investigation at Daisy Mountain Drive. Motorists are expecting delays. So heads up if you're trying to head to the 17. Not only maybe some storms, but also some issues when it comes to travel. Anyways, all right. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's swap over to our radar, which if my computer will allow, there we go. A little sleepy this morning. This is the view on radar. Is it populating? Yeah, there it is. Of the storms that are rolling in. So there's a storm that's kind of passing over just north of Lake Pleasant into Black Canyon City. The wide view shows you this line of storms. It's slowly moving over the 17 and creeping into that northern part of Maricopa County, like northwest part of Maricopa County. So two things to note. One is it is weakening as it's starting to move into the valley. But the second thing to note is we've got a lot of moisture and still a lot of energy in our atmosphere. So just because it's weakening does not mean the storm chances are gone. In fact,
Anita doesn't like that.
I just did an shucks.
I'm not saying it's done. I'm just saying that there's some changes, but as we've been mentioning for the last couple hours this morning, it's going to trigger new storms, I expect. And you can already see that. So if you look on the wide map, you see these little flicks of green. They're starting to pop up over some of the mountain tops. Like, let's see here, just to the southwest of the valley. And then a few that are sitting just along that like east edge of the valley as you head into the mountains. So this is a good indicator that we're getting like enough lift for a few showers and storms to pop up. And I see someone who was Husky Mom just commented, "Oh, I'm hearing thunder." So if you're
someone else said, "Looks like it's breaking up." No, Charles David, it is not breaking up.
Well, I mean, it is breaking up in a way, but I think it'll help to create new lift as it continues to move into the valley. So because conditions are ripe, and we talked about this yesterday, we've got like plenty of moisture in our atmosphere right now, down at the surface all the way up to the clouds. But then yesterday, because we heated up, and then this morning because we had lots of sunshine, we've kind of energized our atmosphere around the valley. So the battery's charged. And we are watching those storm chances start to kind of move our direction. So again, there's that closer look at Black Canyon City. There is some lightning with that storm. And then there's that storm cell that's sitting just off to the west of the White Tank Mountain area. There is a flood advisory. Do we have time to get to it? Or do you want to
I'm going
check
to
in
do
after
a
the
quick break.
Yeah, let's
and
do
then
that.
We'll keep you, and then we'll talk about flood advisory, what we can expect.
Okay.
We'll be right back, folks. Thank you. Some activity coming our way, Krystal.
Yeah, so someone said that they felt like I was giving word salad. Let me make it real clear.
That what?
Someone said they felt like I was giving word salad, so let me make it real clear.
Word salad?
I guess they didn't like the way I was describing the weather. Yeah, so there's a few showers and storms out there, and they are moving into the valley. So it's not going to be everyone getting it, but we've got the energy out there that should sustain at least a few. Probably if you're by a mountain, you're going to have a better chance of them popping up here, as we've already seen one in the West Valley over the White Tank area. And obviously we're seeing that nice little cluster of thunderstorms in the Black Canyon City area. But yeah, this should provide...
Wait, what?
I know, is that confusing?
It might rain, folks. It might rain.
But because of the heavier storm that passed by the Wickenburg area, there is a flood advisory that was issued till 2 o'clock. About a half an inch to an inch and a half fell there. So this is more of a typical monsoon pattern in terms of it being hit or miss storms that can fire off around the map. But the numbers are a little bigger than maybe we would typically see because we still have that injection of tropical moisture as well. So we're kind of getting like a little extra boost when it comes to the storm totals. And then if you run up the 17, if you happen to be heading that direction, although as we just saw, looks like 17 is close.
17,
but there is quite a few storms up that way as well, moving right over the 17 actually. So moving out of of like Cottonwood and moving off towards the east, like the Pine Strawberry area. So a few storms out there, a few more to come, it looks like, for the valley as we head into the early afternoon, guys. So we will watch for that. But it is humid out there for sure.
Most
Yeah,
delicious
tell us
word
about it. We
salad
know.
I've ever had.
Thank you.
I
right?
appreciate
It's
you.
delicious.
Thank you so much. We are going to talk about some other news today because this has been a very serious story. Rebekah Baptiste, 10-year-old Rebekah Baptiste. Oh, thank you. Kenzie is joining us. This is a story I think that so many people, Kenzie, good morning. You've had a long couple of days.
Guys.
You literally just got off the road.
Literally just got back. I walked straight in here. But yeah, yesterday was a very heavy day.
Very heavy. It's heavy to watch it and it's heavy to cover it.
It was very eerie being like 6 feet away from Richard Baptiste and Anicia Woods to kind of like describe their demeanor, because that was just interesting to me. Both so stoic, didn't really look up. There's the two of them. They sat right behind one another. And Anicia Woods, if you look at her right there, as this 3-hour preliminary hearing went on, she kept like covering her face over, or covering her hair over her face, which I thought was interesting. But this is the Apache County
Well, I was going to say there,
courthouse.
honestly, it looked like she kind of had a bit of an attitude type
like,
of look.
Kind of like almost like the eye
not
roll.
remorseful.
Yeah, we were sitting behind them, so we couldn't see that camera
you
view
couldn't
that
see
you're
the front of her
seeing
face,
now.
yeah. Mhm.
But I mean, the
Wow.
lead case agent, he's a deputy with the Apache County Sheriff's Office. He testified for over 2.5 hours, and that was the majority of the hearing. So much of it, like people keep asking me, like, "Oh, Kenzie, well, what was the new stuff? What are the details?"
It's sealed.
So much of it is so graphic, what he testified, that it's too much. All the photos, I mean, there was a ton of photos brought into evidence. That's all sealed. All the medical exams sealed, but he was able to testify up there and kind of detail it. So we heard that firsthand.
Do we know why it's sealed?
Because it's
Just so
gruesome.
graphic, and they
It's
just don't
so
want that
gruesome.
out. Wow.
Yeah.
And you
we're talking
heard
a
about, and you
10-year-old
heard
girl.
these details in court.
Oh, yeah.
And the grandparents, the maternal grandparents were there, and they were hearing some of this in court as well for the first time. We heard a little bit from them on our morning show. Their reaction
So I
while sitting
sat
there.
across the aisle from them, and it was painful to listen to the both of them just weep, and both of them clenching a rosary and holding on to each other and trying to keep quiet to not inject their opinions in this courtroom. We talked to them for a little bit afterwards, and I was like, when was the last time you saw Rebekah? Because I think a lot of people's questions are, these are the grandparents, and
could they have come in to save her?
Yes. And the reality is, grandparents do not have rights.
You don't
like
have
parents do.
The parent, right? I mean, he
And
was
these are
her dad.
maternal, meaning
Rebekah's
mom,
Yep,
who
is
we know
not
was
in
not in the picture.
But her maternal grandparents tried. And that's, what they've told us. And it aligns with the DCS reports. They made reports to DCS, plenty of them. And they are victims in this as well. They're listed as witnesses. And because Richard Baptiste, what we're being told, kept the kids from the grandparents.
Right.
And that's part of the reason why they moved up there.
Did the grandparents even know when they had moved to this yurt style home that we keep referring to time and time again, and its deplorable living conditions? Did they even know that's in fact like where they moved and where she was even located?
No,
because if the dad, has no communication with them, how would they know?
Exactly. They said, they would always reach out on birthdays and holidays, and she said, the grandmother said the best way they knew how was to reach out on Facebook, but it was so spotty, and so many times just so much hate of, you will never see these kids again. And it's heartbreaking because they wish that they could have done something too. But they did say something kind of sweet yesterday, that for them, when they heard what Rebekah's teachers had to say about her, and we have done interviews with her teachers, that was heartwarming to them, that was a safe place for Rebekah, her school here in Phoenix.
We know that they've added charges.
Yes, 2 additional charges.
And so tell us about those charges.
So the biggest thing yesterday is judge found probable cause to charge Richard Baptiste and Anicia Woods with first-degree murder, 2 counts of child abuse, and 2 new charges.
These are shocking to me.
Of child molestation.
Absolutely shocking.
And those are the details I like have the chills, and it was a very emotional day. Like
so those charges related to some of the most gruesome things that you heard in court.
Oh, they died. It's
Wow.
horrible.
The story, it's like you think it can't get any worse. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, some of the stuff we have been able to report on, I mean, you talked about the living conditions. This deputy served the search warrant, went through this year, photos, everything. Rebekah was forced to sleep on the floor. The floor covered in trash and animal feces. And her little brothers, in their interview, said that she had to sleep on the floor
Because
as a form of punishment.
She was in trouble, I think we heard them say.
Yeah.
What's next?
So right now the state has made a motion for joindre, which would mean to try these two together.
And why do they want that?
Because I think and this is just my opinion and talking to the defense attorney and the, both sides, that if they do them separately, one can say, oh, turn against each other. This person did more, this person did that, different
Maybe
charges.
make a plea deal.
Or to come out, well, I was a victim, I was coerced in all of this too.
So doing it together, it's like it doesn't matter who did what. They were responsible for these children. And you just made a good point, something that I really took away from yesterday. The state has been very adamant. They have no intent to enter a plea deal in this case. So
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Well, and you do, if we can, we have a quick question in the chat. How are the other kids, and how were they removed? Brandy the bookworm, if you can answer that quickly.
So these kids are in the care of the state, and hopefully they can move forward with closure and hopefully a new chapter
And
in
live a
their
happy,
lives.
healthy, better life.
Yeah, we want to respect, their privacy as well.
Certainly.
And just keep them in your thoughts.
Thank you.
'cause they
We're
witnessed
keeping
a
you in our
lot.
thoughts too. I know that
Thank
isn't
you.
easy.
Yesterday was really heavy. So
Okay.
thanks, guys.
You know where to find us if you
Kenzie.
need us.
Yeah, that's tough.
Thank you. We'll touch base soon. Okay, we are going to end on a much lighter note on this Friday afternoon.
Yeah, let's lift your spirits, right?
It's really difficult. Dave's bringing in a chair. We're ushering our two guests. Good morning, ladies. Have a seat.
morning.
We're going to
You're
have you share
beautiful.
a
Let me
microphone,
sit
and you have to
over.
get nice and close. A Japanese Film Festival is coming up. Tell us all about it. Introduce yourselves to everyone, please.
Okay.
Nice and close to that microphone. Nice and close. There
Don't
we
be
go.
afraid of it.
Hi, my name is Harumi Maejima. I'm a president of Japanese Culture Club of Arizona and a founder of Japanese Film Festival of Arizona.
Konnichiwa.
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 Hi, I'm Reina Higashitani. I'm the director of the programming for the festival, and also I'm an assistant professor at the film school in the ASU.
Third
Oh,
annual
wonderful.
film festival, Japanese Film Festival. What's going to take place next weekend?
So it's going to be Friday, Saturday, or September 12 and 13, and we are featuring the 5 feature films and 6 short films, and also the 2 music performance and 1 ikebana, which is a flower arrangement demonstration as well. So
Fantastic.
Wow, that's exciting. What are you looking forward to most this year? And if so third year, for folks that have come each year, is there something a little different that they can experience?
Well, our motto is bring a culture and to introduce the Arizona people. And that I believe a film is a medium to that culture because you see it and you hear it and you see the scene in Japan or anywhere and then the people, how they live. So I try to bring every time something different, but and yet it's based on to show Japanese culture, Japanese language.
$5 to watch a film, but you can buy tickets for all of them.
yes, all access pass is $20 for the public, and then if you are a student, you can get the discount, so it's $16 for the all access pass. But
Oh, wonderful.
Do you have a favorite movie? I know when we were chatting earlier, there are all types of different genres.
right. So probably the biggest major one is the Oscar-winning film, which is a Godzilla -1. So if anybody is a big fan of the Godzilla franchise, that film is coming. And also we have the animation, which is another Oscar-winning film. So it's a very family-friendly program for the animation. So.
Great. So we want to fill the festival with lots and lots of people. Just remind everybody, where is it going to be? And then how do we get those tickets?
Okay. It's going to be Mix Center in Mesa. And the place will be the held will going to be September 12th and then 13th. And Friday we start from 2:30.
Oh, nice and early.
Well, yeah, 2:30 p.m. And we started with the music performance.
Wonderful.
And then the last film, the Mirai, which is an anime, Oscar-winning anime, will show up 7 p.m. And the next day, following day, is 13 of that start from 9:30. And again, started with some music.
Yeah.
Traditional Japanese music both days. And then go on all the way to 7 p.m., which is the last film will be Godzilla -1, which is a big one.
Oh, that's a big one.
So
Yeah.
we are very excited.
We have less than a minute left. We'll put all the information up as to how people can buy tickets to what your upset is. But the organization that you have as well, anyone can come join.
Yes, anyone can join. Anytime, you just send us an email or look for Japanese Culture Club of Arizona.org. There are a lot of membership information.
Amazing. Thank you, ladies. I hope you have a very successful film festival. I know a lot of people will be heading out. Thanks, Des, for helping out.
Of course. Thanks for having me. as a
Des is
guest.
going to stick around. Ron is going to join her. And we're going to continue with Fox 10 Talks. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
That's so
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
You're both so beautiful.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to more of Fox 10 Talks. It's Ron and Desiree now, keeping you company between now and noon. We got a lot of loyal, faithful folks in the chat box, Des, who have decided from now on, I'm just hanging the whole 2 hours.
I love it.
Guys.
I mean, come on. What else are you going to do? That's better than this. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Let's see. I'm just looking at some of the
They're
other...
chatty today, too.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, we have Emily, who I think is maybe one...
I was going to take your cup.
Oh, were
you want it back?
Oh, sure. Let's see. Oh, it's just ice. Emily, welcome aboard. Emily O'Darn. Am I looking at that right? Or Emily O'Dom? Yeah, so she's new. Welcome to the friendly chat here. Let's see. We have a lot of our regulars, Charles and Husky Mom and Brandy the Bookworm. Des, so exciting. Brandy the Bookworm has set up a new Instagram account called the Fox 10 Talkers.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Hang on a second. Does Fox need to start cutting her a paycheck then?
Right? Yeah. Next time we have an opening.
Get you on payroll, girl.
Next time we have an opening in our promotion department.
Yeah.
There you are.
You got to call Brandy.
So anyway, Krystal comes to me a little while ago. Let me just pop up here. Do we still have a camera looking at our local skies? Is that ENG? No, maybe not. Well, you can see right behind me here. It's getting cloudier by the minute.
Look at that.
At about 9:30 this morning, Des, I was having my toast.
Oh, that was that smell?
Yes, correct. It's some sourdough toast I bought the other day. And all of a sudden, Krystal comes to me and she's like, hey, this system, which blew through Lake Havasu City at about 6 o'clock this morning. Remember, we saw the pictures. We're like, wow, look at that. The palm trees were swaying. The rain was
we almost
down.
couldn't believe that was Arizona.
I know.
I said that'd be a good mystery cam. We stumped people.
Yes,
but yeah,
exactly.
as it was like starting to, get active.
And so it's moving its way into the Metro Phoenix area. Last we checked with her, it was starting to rain up there in the Wickenburg-Whitman area, and so we may get dumped on. And, the thing is, you have this hurricane that's been out there kind of churning in the Pacific, hundreds of miles south of us, Lorena. Mm-hmm. And it's just it's put a lot of moisture in the air. So we're going to watch closely and see what happens.
Yeah, Krystal said it more eloquently, but she said something about there's like good moisture, like from the ground all the way through the atmosphere up to the clouds.
Okay.
So
this is what folks were dealing with yesterday. We once again flew Skyfox overhead. Now, I know we like it when it's the clearly defined kind of frontal boundary as those clouds come in and they just sort of consume the whole city. But hey, I mean, the bottom line was it was getting very dusty across the desert floor again yesterday. And so we had Skyfox up in the air, and then we also had some video where drivers were really having a hard time. Look at this, would you? That's what it's like if you actually try to drive in this thing, and you can see how bouncy the cameras were in the wind. That's the I-10 freeway, the main freeway between here and Casa Grande, and right there at about Queen Creek Road exit. Good luck trying to drive around in that. So that's what everybody was dealing with, and I think it's so interesting now that the city is saying, look, if we get a whole bunch more rain, because we've already had a lot over the course of the last 2 weeks when the monsoon really finally fired up, we're going to make sand for free available for sandbags. If you live in an area where maybe you back up to a river, a dry wash, or creek bed that normally does not flow, they are, you can go to fox10phoenix.com and they're going to have all the info that you need. They do say the sand is free, but you got to bring your own sandbags and your own shovel.
Yes, don't forget the shovel, because otherwise what are you going to do?
Correct.
Use your hands. I guess you could. You'd be there for a while.
Right? Yeah.
Bring the shovel.
So, and here's why. I mean, we're certainly hoping we're not going to deal with it like we were several years ago, but if you were living here about 10 years ago, this is what it looked like. There was a weather system that came through called Norbert, and it created all kinds of problems for folks, especially out there along the US 60. So this is that video from back in 2014. We were out there talking to the folks at the Weather Service, checking out what this storm cell potentially was going to do. And yeah, especially in Mesa, you see, for example, cars were just barely getting through intersections. You had a U.S. Service postal truck that got stuck right in the water. And I mean, road after road basically turned into riverways. And, look at this. Look, you got a Mesa firefighter right there. There's a kid trying to ride his bike.
Ron, what do you remember most from this? I mean, because you lived through this. You covered this.
Yeah. Well, I just remember thinking, Des, I'm fascinated that you asked that question, because I remember thinking, could it be like, look, there it is, September the 8th, 2014. And yeah, if it feels like the monsoon is coming later and later, technically, it starts in June and ends on September 30th. But from a practical standpoint, it seems like the worst storms we've been getting over the last maybe 15 years or so are in that August to September time frame. Mm-hmm. And so when all of that was happening, what I wondered to myself was, are we going to have another situation where cars are stranded in floodwaters out on the I-10? I don't know if you saw those pictures, but this goes back even further. I think this would have been, say, 07, 08, something like that, where the pumps weren't working on the freeways. I'll have to pull up those pictures. Yeah. That was unbelievable. You had cars out there that were almost submerged. I mean, it was, well up above your hood, almost to the top of the car.
Wow.
And so that's what I was worried about. But I think the system worked for the most part, but you still have flooding. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, Norbert caused problems. We've had the most impressive desert haboob, one of these massive dust storms that we've seen since the year 2011. So yeah, just going back over the years, it's been very impressive. Okay, so we have a special guest now. We're excited to have Stephen Horowitz come join us. Des, he's a music writer at Variety. And how long ago was it, Desiree, that you said to me, listen to whoa, I heard a little echo there. Listen to this new song.
Yeah.
We're always sharing music with each other.
Oh, gosh. I'm DJ Des in the morning, if you didn't know.
And it was...
Look me up. No, I'm just kidding.
It was Biebs.
But it was Biebs.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you kidding? Swag is so good. His latest album. And now we're getting a surprise announcement that we're getting a follow-up to that. So we're hoping Stephen here can, share a little insight with us of, what we can expect from it. Yeah. I mean, Justin Bieber, come on, right? I mean...
Yeah.
He started in the industry young. I think, so many folks and young girls gravitated towards him. We've seen him grow up. Yep. He's married now.
There you go.
He's been through, a little bit of a struggle, it seems. So I think Stephen, his fans are so excited to be talking about another album from him.
Welcome, Stephen Horowitz.
Hi, how are you guys?
Really good.
We were trying to stall there because we were hearing something, but we're excited to talk with you.
Yeah, we have another album from Justin Bieber, 2 in 2 months. He's back. He's coming off of all of this background noise, him appearing in the tabloids, speculation on his mental health, speculation on his marriage, him going through his business deals with his former manager, Scooter Braun. All of that is behind him. He is coming out on the other end with 44 songs. It's a lot. And he just put out the second installment of Swag last night, a little past midnight. And there's a lot to sort through, but he sounds like he's in a good place. The records are about how much he loves his wife, Hailey Bieber, and how happy he is at this point in his life. So it's good to hear Justin be in a good space after going through all this stuff publicly.
It sort of feels like when he really gets out there, further kind of out there that maybe his friends or his family wants him to be, it kind of feels like the music brings him back, centers him where he wants to be. What's your take?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Justin Bieber, despite all of the celebrity and all the controversies, is a musician, number one. And he puts so much effort into these records. You don't ever really see it. But the way that people describe working with him, they talk about him like he's a pro athlete. He treats it like it's the most important thing in the world to him. So I think for him to go back to music and center himself in that way, that's where he thrives in the best environment. He sounds comfortable. He sounds like he has, all of his abilities intact. And he sounds like he's having a good time, which is really nice to experience as a listener, having seen him go through these public trials and tribulations.
Right. And without giving too much, away the album's out now, so people can go listen to it. But what are the 2 or 3 takeaways that folks need to maybe be mindful of, with this new album? What is he walking us through? Any of that turmoil?
100%. I think these 2 records are sort of a rebuttal to the narrative that had formed in the media that he was having marital issues. There were so many articles and so much speculation that him and Haley were heading for Splitsville, even after they had the birth of their son over a year ago. But this album really pushes back against that narrative. He really talks about how much he loves and respects his wife. He explores all these themes about fatherhood and how much he enjoys this new era in his life. It really is, it contrasts what the public has been thinking and speculating about him. It's really him reclaiming that narrative. I think you can hear that through these 44 songs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Prolific, to say the least. I got to ask you about Mariah Carey. I mean, she's a diva. She's a superstar. Why are we talking about her now?
Well, she is in a new era. She's about to accept the Vanguard Award at this weekend's MTV Video Music Awards. She's gearing up to put out a new album, Here for It All, on September 26th. This is the first time that we've heard from her musically in some years outside of her Christmas efforts. Obviously, she tours every year on her Christmas spectaculars. I've been to several of those shows. They are a blast. But it feels like she is entering this new phase, and she's doing it with this really big milestone for her. Accepting the Vanguard Award is really big. It honors her as not just an artist, but as a visual artist. She's obviously put out iconic music videos throughout her career, and this is an opportunity to showcase all of those sides of her. So it's coming at the right moment.
Well, this is great having you on. Tell people where they can read your work.
No, go to Variety.com and look up my byline if you want to read Stephen J. Horowitz. That's where you can find it.
How does that feel, Stephen? Google me.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm on Variety.
Google me. I'm a winner.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, buddy. It was great having you on the show. That'll be fun
right.
watching the VMAs for sure. Des, it's mystery cam time.
It is.
Look, somebody needs a little roof repair work, I think. At least on the right-hand side of the road.
Side, yeah.
But where is this little berg? You guys can give us your guesses. By the way, Steve Murphy is on this morning, first time. Welcome aboard, Steve. Nice to see you. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. I got to say, we're all over the map. Literally, we have Patricia with Missouri, Linda with Georgia, Charles David saying, that's West Virginia, and Lil Philosophy saying that has got to be Bama.
Dang, y'all are all over the place.
Cow,
I don't know who to
man.
go with here.
Poor Alabama. They did not look good this last weekend. I still don't think they're hitting the panic button down there in Tuscaloosa, but they need to start winning some football games. That's for sure.
Husky Mom with the guess in Massachusetts.
Yeah. All right. I kind of like Massachusetts, Des. What do you like, all these different guesses here?
I like Massachusetts.
Okay.
I've never been to Missouri, I'll be honest.
Okay.
Georgia?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it could be like a a quaint little town. And,
you have the answer.
I'll go. Who you going? What's your guess?
I said Mass.
Are you going Mass?
And you're going Georgia?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Oh, it's Catskill, New York.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. We were all,
Way
sort of
up.
surrounded it.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
just couldn't
kinda.
quite get there.
Right.
Okay, so that's got to be up in the
Catskills.
Catskills. Let's go look one more
All
time.
right.
That's true. Finally made it
didn't
a
spend
few
much time
years
there.
ago to Lake Placid, New York,
okay.
home of the 1960 Winter Olympics. Do you believe, or wait, the 1980 Winter Olympics? Do you believe in miracles? Yes, the U.S. beat the Russians on the ice. But it was closed for renovation. I wanted to go see that, the place where history had
You had to
happened.
go all the way there?
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
well, you have to go back.
Okay, so Des, we have an updated number. Let me just pull out my stat sheet right now. Stand by, everybody. We have an updated number from the lottery people.
Oh.
It's not 1.7 anymore.
Oh, of course it's not.
It's now up to 1.8 billion. Since this morning, it's gone from 1,700,000,000 to 1,800,000,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot. Are you playing? Do you play?
Well, Luke, our producer Luke, got each of us a ticket. I might actually pop in and get a couple at
Okay.
my local Fry's or
All right,
wherever.
You might as well, Ron.
But get this, you guys, we're now up to the second biggest in all-time history. We were number 3. Like I'm running the lottery. We were number 3, but with this update, we just surpassed, and now number 2 has dropped to number 3, a 1,765,000,000 ticket that was sold for a winner in California.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly, ironically.
You said match 5? Is that what you said? What did you say?
1,765,000,000.
Oh, yes, the last time. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's now number 3. Currently, this is number 2. And the question, of course, is, with the way lottery fever is happening in this country now, will we hit 2 billion?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
by the
potentially.
weekend?
I'm sorry, I got confused as you were listening, and I'm on the Powerball website because I wanted to see has it even ticked up since.
yeah.
So still sitting at that 1.8.
Okay.
32 hours, 10 minutes, 45, 44, 43 seconds
Oh,
left to
good.
go.
Okay.
And then we
Countdown.
had some match 5 power play winners. Those folks won $2 million. Missouri, Oregon, Texas, and Wisconsin.
Okay.
So
here's the situation. Get this backstory. This is going to amaze you, Des. The winningest of all time was, and yet we do the headlines and then the story kind of fades away. But I know you guys at home are going to be fascinated by this too. So the all-time winner was just over 2 billion. It was 2.04 billion. And the ticket was sold November 7th, 2022 in California. That's about all we knew up to that point. Well, listen to the backstory on this, Des. Wait till you hear this. The winner was a guy named Edwin Castro, and he bought his ticket at a spot called Joe's Service Center in Altadena, California. Now, we all know Altadena because it was just devastated from all those fires right at the beginning of the year back in January. So here's Edwin. He's like, yes. Well, the next thing you know,
What
he
happened
gets
to poor
sued
Edwin?
by a guy named Jose Rivera, who said, wait a second, that ticket was rightfully mine. He was a local gardener
How so?
up in that area. He said that it had been stolen by his former landlord. So he sued, and the whole case went into court. So here you have Ed, if I can call him that, Edwin Castro.
We're on a first-name basis.
Yeah. And he's like, yes. And then the next thing you know, he's got to get a lawyer and defend himself. So the thing you have to remember now, if you're going to try to make a claim like that, is there's cameras everywhere. My understanding is they actually went back and looked at the cameras from Joe's Service Center in Altadena.
Who bought the
it
ticket?
Clearly showed that Ed was buying the ticket.
Now you out there lying. Don't do that and take it all the way to court knowing you're
Right?
lying.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay.
Oh, good for Ed.
So here
Thank God for cameras everywhere.
I know it. And here he is with the winning ticket November of 2022. It wasn't finally determined by the judge until just last year.
Wow, what a shame.
October of 2024. A 2-year almost legal battle, for goodness sake.
Well, at least he had the money to pay those legal fees.
Yeah, he sure did. But this is why I don't even know Ed, but I love the guy, and here's why. First thing he did with his Mega Millions, he went out and bought himself a mansion in the Hollywood Hills.
You go ahead.
Yeah. Guess what the second thing it was? He bought his mom and dad like a mini mansion.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That was a $4 million home, which, even though there are sky-high prices, $4 million are going to get you a very beautiful home over in Cali.
Absolutely. Yeah. And mom and dad, they don't need anything like too big, right? They probably, want something cozier.
Empty nesters.
A mansion. A cozy
empty
mansion.
nesters, a cozy mansion. By the way, the place he bought in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, how much was that?
$47 million.
Oh.
So he is up there living with the Beverly Hillbillies.
I mean, honestly, Ed, mom and dad could have moved in with you and you probably would never even have known they were there. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
How many rooms are in this house?
Well, here's what. So anyway, good luck if you're playing the lottery this weekend. We hope we finally have a big time winner here in Arizona. Now, on the complete opposite end of the scale, and what we are all dealing with the way these prices are running, and Des, you and I have talked extensively about, fast food.
Oh, yes, we have.
That kind of thing. Well, get this. There's a new study out that says almost half of the country, adults, are saying, yes, I have purchased a kid's meal for myself.
I'm not going to lie, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing if you're standing in line somewhere and they can clearly see that you're, 6 feet tall and an adult and you have a mustache or whatever, and you have kids with you. But at the drive-through, nobody's going to check. And a lot of these now are running in the, you can still get a kid's meal for around $5. That has just about everything you need, like a smaller version of fries and a burger.
I mean, if you were, let's say you're like, oh, I'm a little, I'm kind of hungry. I want something, but dinner is, I don't know, in 2-3 hours.
Right.
You might not want to fill up. You just, want a little meal.
Yes. Right. So
are they saying they're losing money because of this? What are they thinking about doing?
No, the fast food places.
Yeah.
They're basically saying,
how do you police that?
Correct. I think they're just sort of turning the other cheek, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you were standing there and you're ordering right at the counter and she's looking at you and she's like, you are not a kid.
But Ron, what if you were going in and you were getting it for your grandkids?
Correct. Yeah.
So see?
Good.
She might not even question you then,
I
know?
I need to have you.
It's not for me.
Yeah. I need to have you with me so that you can
be like, your lawyer.
Hey,
lawyer on the side.
I know what he's talking about. He's got 8 grandkids. I'm sure they're just out in the minivan.
I can attest.
Yeah.
Has Ron Hoon ever ordered a Happy Meal for himself?
I have never ordered a Happy Meal, but I have ordered the value meal. The $5 value meal.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you know what I'm going to try next Tuesday?
What's that?
At KFC, when I was on my vacation exploring the great state of Minnesota, I hit up a KFC. Their chicken fingers are basically about as good as Cane's.
Don't go there.
Yeah, I know.
Because I really like
this.
Cane's. So
you can try it out. They have a thing called $10 Tuesdays.
Okay.
And you can get 8 fingers for $10. That's like $1.20 per finger.
Oh, that's not bad.
Is a really good deal.
Yeah,
so I'm going to do that. But anyway, that's what's happening in the world. So don't feel bad if you've done that. 50% of America is doing it too, because we're all doing everything we can to just kind of get by. So Des and I, every morning, we brainstorm about what are the stories we think would be most interesting to chat with you guys about. And she's like, did you hear this story about the internet now has gone wild for Teacher Bay?
Teacher Bay.
She has made her way into the chat.
Just wild.
Ms. Williams, this is from TMZ, the educator turned viral sensation. Apparently, she has some tight-fitting outfits that have some people upset. I'm going to roll the video. I haven't seen it.
Roll the video. Roll the tape.
Here we go. Is this... Oh, wait a sec. Is this file tape? That's not her.
The kids are dressed perfectly acceptable. That's not her.
Oh, no.
That is not her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so that was the best we could come up with, this classroom file. Ma'am?
Yeah, but I mean, this is kind of going viral everywhere.
Totally matronly perfect.
Yeah, and it's like, it's one of those things, you keep talking about it and bring attention to her, but I mean, everyone has picked this up. I think TMZ has, The Shade Room. Everyone is kind of buzzing about this. One of our editors, Fabi, she suggested it. So that's why
there be a dress code?
We're talking about it. Well, and she goes, have you seen Teacher Bay trending? Yeah. But she, some of her outfits are very form-fitting. Okay. Some may argue maybe a little short. But she's a curvy woman. Okay. And so that's kind of now sparking this discussion. Right. Should teachers have a dress code? Okay. Yeah.
So what do you think?
But I guess it's hard when we don't have the pictures.
Does it cross the line? You've seen I got to go look now, but so she's Teacher Bay, Bae, and it's on TikTok.
She's trending on TikTok.
Not on the gram.
Oh yeah, nope, not on the gram.
But I mean, tight-fitting, form-fitting dresses are everywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up pictures, and I'm just gonna say I'm curvy. Like, I'm a little curvy, so the same pants I wear are not going to look the same on me as they do someone else. Okay. So some of her outfits, I'm like, okay, well, you can't help that she's curvaceous. And here, I found some online, so you can see at least what we're referencing here. Okay. That's, some of the skirts may be a little tight, but I definitely think teachers, you've got to cover the midriff. You got to cover the cleavage. All right. You can't have your midriff out. And I think, the proper length on a skirt, right? Like it should be knee length. Yeah. I remember being in high school and getting in trouble if you had, something on that was too short. Like we had to do the finger test.
So why?
It had to be down to the middle finger.
Why would you get in trouble if it was too short?
Because it was distracting all the young boys, Ron. Okay. Those hormones are just raging.
So it's
at that particular time of life. So.
All right, fine. Now that we finally got into this topic, people worry about stuff way too much. Yeah. That's my overall philosophy. Guess what, Des?
Like, if we're talking about it, maybe it is a little distracting. I don't know. We're sweatpants.
We're out of time. Just when we're really getting going on this topic, we're gonna have to. We
just go Google her. You guys.
We get to talk to TMZ. Big D, make a note. Maybe we can ask them about this on Monday.
Because they're talking about it.
Just like that, we're out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.